Guys, like, comment, subscribe, especially if you love Florida State as much as I do. College football in general. Much respect to all the teams in college football. I know we're in late April, mid to late April, but before you know it, it's going to be May, June, July, August, and then September for the rematch with LSU. Much respect to LSU. They're a really good football team. I think Coach Kelly has them in the right direction. I will say it's harder to win that conference and to make it to the playoff if you're with LSU, because LSU has Georgia. If you make it to the SEC championship game, you got to go through Alabama again. You got to go through Tennessee and all those other top teams in the SEC. They're all really good teams, but you get the point. You know, ACC is not quite as difficult as far as competition goes. But the reason why I think Florida State beats LSU is simply because of the quarterbacks. You look at Jordan Travis. Jordan Travis, he had a phenomenal year this past year, throwing the football. He can run the football very well, but his decision-making is what really surprised me in 2022. He was able to complete a lot of passes on 3rd and long, 3rd and medium, the money downs where it's really hard to convert, but those conversions usually win the game for you. Jordan Travis was just really good with his decision-making with the football. He didn't throw very many interceptions. Now, I do remember quite a few games where he threw it into coverage, or he threw it where it was against a blitz, and that's not his fault, but they could have been picked off, but they weren't picked off, so he did get lucky a few times. But that does not take away from the fact that he converted a lot of 3rd downs. I'm not even talking about with his legs. Again, his arm. I think he could have gotten drafted this past year if he had declared for the NFL. I don't know about first round, but it was possible because he's a really good athlete, and he's really good with as far as making decisions with his arm. He's always had a really big arm, and he's really developed a lot under Mike Norvell. So I think he's going to be the better quarterback out of himself and Jaden Daniels. Nothing against Jaden Daniels. He also has a really big arm. But when it came down to converting 3rd downs, you got to look at how both quarterbacks did it. Jordan Travis did it with his legs and his arm. If he couldn't beat you with his legs, no problem. He'll beat you with his arm. Jaden Daniels, he's got really talented receivers around him, probably more talented than Florida State. Even this year, I think LSU's receivers, talent-wise, are going to be more talented than Florida State. But it doesn't matter if your quarterback isn't great at throwing the football, you know. That's not a dig against Florida State's receivers. They got some really good receivers. But as far as talent, 5-star rating, guys, LSU's got better receivers. Now, again, it won't matter because Jaden Daniels did not beat teams with his arm necessarily. He was able to convert a lot with his legs, and he was banged up a lot because he was better with his legs than he was with his arm. Now, is it possible that he'll be better at throwing the football this year? Absolutely. But based off what I've seen, I have to say Jordan Travis will be the team that will be the reason why his team wins versus Jaden Daniels. If Jaden Daniels wins a game for his team, it'll be because LSU's defense helps him out more. Again, I don't think Jaden Daniels sucks, but if I had to pick a quarterback to win a national championship against the best team in the country, I would pick Jordan Travis just because of how many ways he can beat you, not just with his legs, but his arm. Jaden Daniels is good with his legs. He's not necessarily a bad decision maker, but he has been known to overthrow his guys a lot. And I know a part of that is because the offensive line for LSU did not block well for him very well in some games. But that's just my opinion. So I think that'll be the key in the Florida State LSU game, the quarterbacks. Who's going to be more clutch on the money downs? 3rd down and medium, 3rd down and short. Heck, 4th down if the game depends on it. I think Jordan Travis will be the guy that gets it done. That's just my opinion.